Hey, how's it going? Welcome into Hot Takes with Carson and Stacks, Episode 2. We're here, ready for another week. I am your host, Carson Harrison, the Carson of Carson and Stacks, joined by my co-host, Elijah Stacks, the Stacks of Carson and Stacks. Stacks, how we doing?
We're doing good today, bud. How are you?
Pretty good. Some interesting football games on this weekend, don't you think?
Yes, the refs. Absolutely brutal.
Dude, let's go ahead and get right into it, man. First of all, I want to thank the Bergerons for our intro song this week. Spencer Greer and the Bergerons. Check them out on Spotify. They're a great group. And wow, we have video this week. Wow.
Yes, we do. Wow, upgrades.
Yes, making upgrades, which is unfortunate for us because we are quite ugly. So
that's very, very true.
So sorry.
Very
sorry,
sad.
Fans. So, dude, let's go ahead and kick right off into the NFL games. What on earth was going on this weekend?
The refs. So bad this weekend. I couldn't believe it. We talked about last week how my pet peeve in sports is refs not doing a good job, and so you can imagine my pain this weekend with all those missed calls or bad calls. Just absolutely brutal. I just couldn't believe it. So
bad calls in both games. So which one you want to start out with? Rams Saints?
Oh, of course. That was probably the worst one of the weekend. Okay, how do you not call PI on that play? All right. I just don't understand because, the receiver's wide open for one thing, and then the defender runs up to him, never turns his head around ever, and just lunges into him head-to-head, by the way, and there's no flag.
Saints moving the ball down the field, going to run the clock out, kick the field goal as time expire, go to the Super Bowl, right?
For sure.
They did throw the ball on first down, questionable move. Then, so Drew Brees looks at the sideline. This is a big play here. Out of nowhere, Randy Orton comes in, RKO, on the sideline, no call. Everyone's looking around for a call. This was a spear. This is a Roman Reigns spear out of nowhere.
Yes.
Refs looking, hands on their head. No call, brother.
No call, brother. HH.
Like, what are these referees thinking?
I don't think they have functioning eyeballs at this point, to be quite honest. And like I said, they got to be punished, all right? Because that cannot be excused. That's just brutal.
And you want to know the sad thing about this? The best refs get the high-quality games.
Yeah, so that really speaks to
this is the best
level,
of the best.
The level of NFL officiating. There needs to be some kind of reform. Roger Goodell, I'm calling on you to reform the officiating crew.
Rather ironic, 8,000 Rams fans signed a petition before the game to get this refereeing crew off the game because they didn't like them, and they ended up getting them to the Super Bowl.
How ironic is that? I still say the Rams need to give the officiating crew a game ball. That was
Todd Gurley and the ref jersey swap after the game,
Yes, that was atrocious. So bad.
We need to get to a point where these referees can do their jobs correctly.
I have no words for this situation anymore. Okay, what else are we going to do?
I was talking to you when this happened, and you were so irate and livid when this happened.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be? Okay, I get missing a face mask call. Okay, that's hard to see sometimes. And there are some PI calls where it's it can go either way. But that was the most blatantly obvious PI call that was not called, I think, I can recall watching sports ever. That's so bad. So bad. That's textbook PI. Also, like I said, there's head-to-head contact. So there's two fouls that could have called on him. Neither one gets called. So honestly, I'm not even sure the ref was paying attention to the situation. So
the
that's
NFL,
just so bad.
The NFL has come out and said, quote unquote, they blew it.
Well, at least they can admit their mistakes. I mean, so bad.
Would you like to see Roger Goodell institute his state of emergency authority to either replay the game or give the Saints the title?
Okay, I don't think he should do that because you don't want to make that a common thing where the commissioner just comes out and starts changing the outcomes of games. And to the Rams' credit, they did force Brees to make a terrible pass in overtime, which was intercepted. So, there were chances to win the game after that, which the Saints didn't, capitalize on. But still, I mean,
what's he doing throwing that ball up in the air? Anyway?
I don't know. To me, when I saw that play, if it's me playing quarterback, I know it's in the moment, it's hard to decide this stuff, but I'm taking the sack, okay? Because you can't make an errant throw like that in overtime in the playoffs because those are going to get picked off most of the time. So terrible play. If it's me, I'm taking the sack. I don't know what he was thinking.
So Greg the Leg, one of the best kickers in the league, I love kickers for the brand, sends him to overtime, wins it in overtime with a 57-yarder. What a kick. Wow. But, with the whole pass interference call and everything, we don't know exactly what would have happened. I think that's hard for them to say, oh, we'll overturn the call, replay the game, because we don't know what would have happened. Now, statistically, with the clock running, they could have run the clock down and just kicked the field goal. So we have a good idea of what could have happened. But
yes. And their kicker, Lutz, is a good kicker, too. So
very good.
It's more likely he's going to make that.
Sad to see the Saints season end like that, because to me, I thought the Saints were the best team this year. For them to
undoubtedly
have that end their season, I think is really hard for the fans and for Drew Brees, who had a great year.
And also, they're probably the one team that could actually beat the Pats, because the Rams have a chance, but Brady Belichick, man, we'll talk about them in a second, but they're going to be hard to beat this weekend or next weekend. So we'll see how that goes. But terrible officiating, so bad.
Terrible.
It ruined the game, okay? And bad officiating is what decided that game, nothing else. So, and there better be no Rams fans celebrating this win because it was given to you.
Yeah, I got all these Rams
given
fans
to you
saying, "Oh, we're the best." Shrug them off. Look at the film.
So
RKO
atrocious.
Out of nowhere.
Need to have Robert Mueller reassigned to this case. This is brutal.
He's got nothing on Trump. He's got something on this. I think there's some
Yes.
collusion in the NFL going on.
Terrible.
Some questionable calls also in the Chiefs-Pats game.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much
So that was actually a really good game. I was watching
game.
that. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. You got Julian Edelman on the punt. Did he touch it? Did he not touch it? That was the wildest play.
Okay, so I think he didn't touch it. Let me tell you why. Okay, they showed 3 angles. So from angle 1, they say, oh, look, his right thumb is touching the ball. Then they cut to angle 2, which has basically like a frontal view of the ball, and you can clearly see his thumb is not touching the ball. Cut to angle 3, they say from this angle, oh, look, you can see his left thumb touching the ball. Back to angle 2, once again shows he's not touching the ball. So to me, it's a good overturn of the call there. But, it's kind of crazy how, he was trying to get the ball and just couldn't do it.
It was so wild because,
it's a bad play, but also, the luckiest play of all time.
It looked
it's
like
amazing.
in real time, the ball bounced, hit his chest, but everything. You look at the video, it didn't even come anywhere near him.
Yeah.
And, really, he should be punished because he couldn't catch the ball for just lack of skill of picking up the ball.
That was so bad. And then, of course, later on in the successive drive, the ball tipped his fingers and was intercepted.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie, baby. Ball don't lie.
So, really good game here. You got Mahomes going back and forth with Brady. I thought that the Pats got some lucky breaks going on some drives. They called a roughing the passer call where they said some guy clocked Tom Brady in the head. He came nowhere near him.
Yeah, okay, once again, these are the calls that are hard to determine full speed, and I get it. But in that play, the hand came right in front of the face, didn't hit him in the face. So to me, that's a bad call. But what are you going to do? Once again, it's bad officiating is causing games to be changed. So
that gave them a first down. Then I believe the same drive, the Hogan catch. This dude has the ball on the ground, and they give it to him.
That's one of those calls. They always say you got to have clear evidence to the contrary to overturn a call on the field. Which in that case, it's really close either way. So I'm not too mad about that one. But
I know they've been making. Des did catch it. I know they've been making an effort to rule more stuff a catch. After the past few years, they've been that's not a catch.
Yeah, thank
that's
God.
not a catch. Now they're more this is a catch. This is a catch.
Jesse James.
I don't know if that. I don't know if this is the anti-Pats fan in me, but I was that's not a catch. The Edelman thing. I think he touched it. No, but it was so It was so hard to tell that I think you kind of have to stick with the ruling they had on the field, which was a fumble. That is such a hard call to overturn that you have to be so definitely sure he did not touch that.
Yeah, that's one of those controversial calls that it's people are talking about for a long time to come. But like I said, when they showed the angles, the 3 different angles on the replay, I came to the same conclusion they did, which it wasn't.
I do agree.
He didn't touch it.
I do agree, and it ended up not being a big deal.
It was very close.
It ended up not being a big deal because Edelman tips it up in the air like a volleyball player.
That's
interception. Right. Now, that wasn't the only interception of the night. With the game on the line, they pick off Tom Brady off the fingertips of Rob Gronkowski. D Ford is lined up in the neutral zone. Before the play even starts, he's offsides.
Yeah, that's just brutal. once again,
it's got to hurt.
You've got to know where you're at on the field, man. You got to look around, make sure you're not crossing the line of scrimmage there, because that kind of penalty right there, that's why you deserve to lose the game.
He has paid millions of dollars to stand on the side of a line.
That's fundamental basics of football right there, man. You got to know where you're at on the field.
Ford, more like degenerate. Am I right?
Yes, very much so. Yes.
So that cost them the Super Bowl right there. The game was over. They won the game.
Yeah, that's one of those penalties. Like I said, you do that, you deserve to lose the game. That's just kind of how it is.
They go to overtime. They tie the game. They go to overtime.
They do, yeah.
They win the coin toss, and this is something that's wrong.
The Patriots win the coin toss.
Patriots win the coin toss. They don't even let the MVP, possibly, of the league touch the ball.
Okay, well, first off, let's talk about how the Chiefs' defense is atrociously bad.
Very bad. They cannot stop anyone.
Okay, you have Tom Brady and the Patriots on 3rd and longs 3 times in a row, and you don't even come close.
Every time, Edelman straight down the middle. Every time.
You don't even get close one time. So, like, at this point, this is why I always say defenses win championships, okay? Because you can score as many points as you want, but if you can't stop anybody, what does it matter? It doesn't.
And overtime, Tom Brady gets the ball, goes down, scores. Not even going to let the other...
Patty Mahomes wants to go down there and score, get his chance, but this is Tom Brady right here.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get that.
Brutal.
6-9.
I think overtime rules in the NFL need to be changed, because I don't see how it's fair that, the MVP, probably the MVP of the league at this point, doesn't even get a chance to go out there.
Especially in the postseason. I can understand regular season, you don't want the game going that long. You have to let them respond. They don't even get a chance to save
at least
their
give
season.
them a drive to go down there and match the score that was put on the board by the coin toss winner. Just to me, what are you going to do at this point? I think it's a dumb rule, because, like I said, Chief defense, I was saying it all season long, is not that good. And in the crunch time, they couldn't do it. And, the strength of that team, Patty Mahomes in the offense, didn't get a chance. So it's sad, but Patriots are going back. Hey, I called it, though. I called it.
You did call it. Okay, so I want to get to that. So over the weekend, we were 1 for 4 on our picks. That's 25%. So clearly we know what we're doing.
Okay, but to be fair, I should have been 100% because the Saints should have won.
So that'll be all, folks. Thanks.
Don't take our advice for your bets and stuff, because we do not know what we're talking about.
And then, Patriots fans. Here we go. Patriots fans. They're so arrogant. I hate it so much. I hate seeing them in the championship game every year. Tom Brady is probably the GOAT. He's one of the best ever. This has not been his best season. They had 4 rushing touchdowns yesterday, and they act like Tom did it. Tom got us back. Their coaching and their run game is very good. It's the same thing kind of with the Saints. Drew Brees is a little older. They have a great run game now. Tom Brady is not throwing 5 touchdowns a game. They're like, oh, Tom Brady this, Tom Brady that. He threw for 200 yards and a touchdown and 2 interceptions.
That's true. I agree with you on that. But at the same time, you got to realize if you got a good running game, ride that.
It is true.
And
yes,
then all you got to do for the quarterback position is be a good bus driver, okay? Complete passes that you have to complete. Don't throw picks. If you have to, throw a touchdown. That's all you got to do. Don't take sacks.
Blake Bortles drives that bus off a cliff.
Blake Bortles is atrocious. Jacksonville, why did you sign him to an extension again? Remind me?
He'll be out of here next season.
Garbage.
He is the
Nick
nominee
Foles
of some of our awards coming up later in the show. So, Super Bowl now. We have the Rams versus the Patriots. Not the matchup we really wanted to see. Once the Rams won, I really wanted the Chiefs to win. If we could have gotten a rematch of Chiefs-Rams, that would have been something special.
Oh, for sure. And, this is the second year in a row I have, this tough decision to make about who I want to win the Super Bowl. Because last season, of course, it was Eagles and Patriots. As a Cowboys fan, hate the Eagles. As a NFL enthusiast, hate the Pats.
Both fan bases, so annoying.
So annoying. But then this year, I choose between the team that eliminated us out of the playoffs and the Patriots. Of course, I want to go with the Rams because F the Patriots, dude. But, yeah, I wanted to see the Chiefs in there. That would be awesome.
Do you think that the best teams are in the Super Bowl? Because to me, the Saints have been the best team all year. Them not being in it, I think, is not they lost the game, so I get it. But they lost on kind of a whack no call. So for them not being in it, I feel like is a little not good for the fans, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think the 2 best teams are in it right now. I honestly think it should have been Saints and Chiefs. because even though the Chiefs' defense wasn't that great, I still think they're better than the Patriots.
I do agree. Their roster is better, but something about that New England coach, and this is what I'm thinking going into the Super Bowl too. A young team does not really stand a chance against them. Kansas City has as much talent in the world. The Patriots have veterans and they have coaches that know what they're doing. I see them going up against a young Rams team with a coach who's like, how old is McVay? Like 38?
34.
34.
I don't know. I'm going to look it up real quick.
And a young quarterback, and I don't see this going well for them. Do you agree?
He is 32 years old.
30? Oh my gosh.
That is young.
What a talented man.
Well, that's according to Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt. But, young coach.
I think they can find ages fairly well, though.
I mean, I think this game, Super Bowl matchup, like you said, it's a young team, young coaching. So can they take on the veteran presence of a Brady and Belichick? I have my doubts just because I don't know why, but the Patriots always get it done for some reason, and it really annoys the crap out of me. But that's just the way it is. So
I did pick them to win the Super Bowl last year because of the same thing. This year, I think I'm going to pick them again just because it's one of those things like I don't want them to win at all. I can't stand them, but they just win. And there's nothing really that especially if it was a veteran team, I would feel different about it. But this Rams team is inexperienced, 32-year-old head coach who's very good, by the way, but I don't know, young quarterback. I don't see it going well. I think Belichick has something for him.
No doubt. And Belichick's a great coach, very creative. You saw it in the game on Sunday. He was coming at the Chiefs defense with all kinds of different formations and play calling. So, we got to see what the young buck can draw up against the salty veteran. But
who are you taking score?
For the Super Bowl matchup?
Super Bowl matchup.
All right. I want the Rams to win.
I also want them to win. I really do.
So I'm going to pick the Rams.
Whoa!
They are going to win in a close game, 30-27.
30-27.
That's what I'm calling.
Sad to say it, I got the Pats winning. I don't want them to. If they lose, I'll be very happy. I got the Pats winning, though, 27-24.
Wow, another close game. Field goals are
so
these games.
One of us is correct, so place your bets accordingly.
That's right.
So, but pick subject to change. If I see something in the next coming week that I'm like, not feeling that, I will switch my pick.
We
I have the right to do that.
To change our picks on next week's show if we show desire.
Yes, and everybody will be watching the Pro Bowl next week because it's very popular,
very invigorating,
and very high quality football. So
picking great players like Anthony Barr. Wow.
No Leighton Vander Esch.
He got put in now.
He did get put in. Wow.
He is not playing because of injuries. So
very deserved.
They substituted in LVE.
Wow.
The Wolf Hunter.
Kuechly. I'm not sure if he knows what state he's in, but my dad met him one time and asked him if he remembered his name.
Yikes.
Big
yikes.
So we'll have plenty of Super Bowl talk next week as well. Elijah, do you remember at the end of last episode when I put the email address out and said, if you got questions, send them in?
I do remember that,
okay.
Yes.
So we got an email.
We have a question?
We have a question. And I purposely did not show you because I wanted to get your live take on the show.
Oh, boy.
But it's time for fan mail. So we got a question in this week from local listener Christian Hamlet. He writes in, wow, not a big fan so far. Bad-mouthing VT? I got a question for you. Why don't you catch these hands? Hugh Freeze? More like huge sleaze. Look it up. Justin Fuentes will destroy Liberty like he did back in 2016. Your precious Flames don't even hold a candlestick to the legacy of Virginia Tech. Fan the Flames? No. Extinguish the Flames. Unsubscribed. Thank you for your question, Christian.
Thanks, Christian. Wow.
Thank you for emailing a question. What do you have to say to that, Elijah?
Wow. So he's very skilled at writing questions, but not too skilled at Fortnite. So
whoa.
Yeah, take that. Go Flames. Hot take.
I would like to point out Hugh Freeze, great man, is a far better coach than Justin Fuente. And maybe if Virginia Tech could focus on not getting blown out by UVA by 21 points, this might be a little more of a debate.
You're totally right there. Yes.
Do we stand by our comments last week? You're darn right we do.
That's right.
So,
and by the way, Christian, you're actually not bad at Fortnite. I'm just joking. You're pretty good.
Yes, so to all the other listeners, if you would like to send in a question to hottakestheshow@gmail.com. And just like local listener Christian, you may have your question on the show. Wow.
For sure, yeah.
Yes, equal opportunities here.
That's right.
Okay, so I heard something really ignorant this week.
Tell me what it is.
Do you remember last week we talked about the Clemson Tigers visiting our great president at the White House for a nice fast food meal?
Yes, a glorious feast.
Glorious meal. First Take on ESPN's host, Molly Curum, I believe is how you say her name, said Trump serving, or implied that Trump serving fast food was racist because football players are primarily African-American athletes. Now, I was unaware that fast food was racist, Elijah.
You know, what do you want me to say about that? Like, people have opinions about it. Like we talked about last week, the Clemson Tigers went. They didn't comment about it, so they didn't complain about it. Don't just project that on them, okay? Like,
I went to McDonald's the other day. Am I supporting a racist movement that I need to protest?
No, you are not. Dumb take, but you know what? That's her opinion. It's a free country, so
ESPN, get it together. Get it together, ESPN. Okay, so they should be handing out the regular season awards this year, fairly soon. I believe they do it the night before the Super Bowl.
Correct.
So
with Steve Harvey hosting. Wow.
Is he really?
He is.
Wow.
Really, yes.
Hopefully he'll give
the
it to the right person.
returns. Yeah. Let's not have anything like that with the
time to play the feud.
Miss Universe. Woo, brutal.
So we thought it'd be a good idea to hand out some of our own awards. So for the first time ever, these are the Carson and Stacks first annual regular season awards as determined by Carson and Stacks. So,
yes.
Stacks, first off, we have MVP. To me, this is a two-person race between Drew Brees
for sure.
and Patrick Mahomes. I got the stats here. You want to hear them?
I do want to hear these stats, yes.
Drew Brees, 3,992 yards, 32 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 115.7 passer rating. So pretty good season.
Pretty good.
Patrick Mahomes, 5,097 yards, 50 TDs, 12 interceptions, 113.8 passer rating. So Mahomes has 18 more touchdowns, more picks, more yards, and a slightly less QBR.
And also, let's talk about how he has less wins.
Yes, he has one less win.
But to me, though, you got to give it to the young buck, the upcoming star, Patrick Magoat Holmes. What a great player. Great season. You know, Drew Brees is a great player, and he was really putting up a fight for this award. And honestly, early in the season, I thought it should go to him just because, salty veteran, he needs to be rewarded for his play over the, last decade or so he's been playing. But you can't deny that, man. Like, a lot more yards, a lot more TDs. I mean, that's just awesome. So congrats, Patty Mahomes. You get my MVP award for the season.
Patrick Mahomes is also receiving my MVP award for the season.
Yes.
The one criticism I did have is they didn't win the big games. They lost their 4 big primetime games this year. Mm-hmm. He only lost one more game than Drew Brees. Oh, no. Drew Brees didn't play the last game of the season. So Drew Brees lost 2 games. Mahomes lost 4.
Right.
Both of them eliminated in the conference championship game. Could have gone a long way for Brees if he would have won. But through that pick at the end, Magoat didn't even get a chance to respond. I got to give it to him, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I think overall a better season. But, I think it should be Patty Mahomes.
So
Drew Brees, great season as well. So
congrats
to you.
Patrick Mahomes. You are the recipient of our award. Feel free to come by and shake our hand.
Yeah, come on the show sometime, Patty.
So I think you'll have some opinions about this one. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I've gone ahead and limited it down to 3. Darius Leonard of the Colts, who led the league in tackles as a rookie. Your man, Leighton Vander Esch, second in the league in tackles.
Yes.
And Derwin James, the safety for the Chargers, who was the only rookie selected for the Pro Bowl just outright before they put reserves in.
Right.
Where are you going with this one?
All right. So the homer in me wants to say Leighton Vander Esch because I love Leighton Vander Esch. He's a great player. And played really well. And also, he didn't really start starting full-time until, the 4th game of the season. So, to be second in the league in tackles this season without playing every game as a starter is, I think, really impressive. But you got to give credit to Darius Leonard of the Colts. Great player. Derwin James, great player. And so I think I'm going to give the award to Darius Leonard of the Colts.
We are on the same page here.
Because he did have statistically a better season than LVE. But I still think Leighton Vander Esch is really good.
Yes, I agree. So the second unanimous award of the Carson and Stacks regular season awards goes to Darius Leonard, D-Roy, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think,
For sure.
I think we'll be the same opinion on this one. Offensive Rookie of the Year. To me, two-person race as well. Baker Mayfield and Saquon Barkley. Now, all the Giants fans are going to get hard over Saquon Barkley because they won 5 games this year, and that's all they had to look at. But Baker Mayfield took a team from 0 wins to 7. No contest.
And once
in my
again,
book.
he didn't start till the 4th game of the season.
Yes.
And he has the NFL record for rookie touchdowns in the rookie season. So, to me, it's unquestionable. It's Baker Mayfield. Not only because of that, but also because he's just so fun to watch, and he's really brought some energy and juju to the NFL again, to the Cleveland Browns. Like we said, I think everyone deep down is kind of a Browns fan and definitely a Baker fan. So I think he's Offensive Rookie of the Year. No
And
question.
Giants fans, if it makes you feel better, the Browns had more wins than you this year. So
Yeah.
go ahead and tweet
Brutal.
about the Cowboys and Eagles in the playoffs all you want.
Fix your own problems.
Fix your own problems. All right, so comeback player of the year, I think is a really easy one. Andrew Luck, right?
No question about that one. It's Andrew Luck.
Sat out a whole year, finished as second in the league in touchdown passes. Led the Colts. They started off 1-5, leads them back to, I believe, 10-6, made the playoffs, won their first game against the Texans. If they can get some pieces around Andrew Luck, they're going to be good.
I agree. Yes, for sure.
If they could get him people to throw to that aren't like mobile cutout stands, they're going to be good.
Yeah, and great season. And, we talked about this before as well, how we think that Andrew Luck, if he had been healthy, his entire career, he could have been probably one of the best all time.
I think he
still
will
can
end up.
because he's still pretty young, but he's missed a couple years because of injuries. But yeah, comeback player of the year, no question. Very outstanding year for Andrew Luck. So I think we're in agreement on that one as well.
Yes, wow, so unanimous so far.
Unanimous so far.
All right, let's go down to Coach of the Year. I put Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Bill Belichick, and then Frank Reich, who is the Colts coach. To me, the Saints had the best record this year. You could put Sean Payton on there as well. I think I actually might go with Sean Payton on that one. They won 13 games. They were the number 1 seed. They, for me, were the best team all year, and this play kept them out of the Super Bowl. But to me, I mean, the Chiefs, like I said, they lost their biggest games. McVay, they fell off a little bit throughout the year. Patriots didn't have the best year. So other than, like, Frank Reich brought that team that's not that good up. So I'm going to say Sean Payton.
I can see that. I do like Frank Reich, though, just kind of like you said, first year. And let's not forget, he walked into a situation where, like, the person the Colts hired originally, he walked out on him. And they had already made some hires for offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, whatever else it was. And so he didn't have the entire staff he wanted in the first place, but he still led that team to a great season, winning like 8 out of 9 games or 9 out of 10, something like that. Great run they had. So I think it should go to him just because, like I said, he really brought the team from out of the gutter.
Matt Nagy, also a good shout at Chicago.
For
He had
sure.
a great year.
And the guy who coached the Browns, I forget his name now.
Greg Williams.
Yeah, but you step in as interim coach and
then get
get
fired.
the Cleveland Browns to a winning or almost winning season.
Also honorable
Amazing.
mention, Hugh Jackson.
No.
If you want to talk about Hugh Jackson, I have nominated him for worst coach of the year. He so bad. 3 wins in 2.5 years.
Yeah, we've talked about that last week. Just Hugh Jackson is not a good coach.
Terrible.
And that's really all I'll say about it.
So you're giving it to
Sure,
him as
give it
well.
to him.
Give
Why
it to
not?
him.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
Or, yeah, give it to him. He's
Okay.
bad.
So the next award for the first annual Carson and Stacks thing is an original one. The NFL does not hand this one out, but we're handing it out. Worst QB in the league. I have, you feel free to throw other players in, who I have put up. Nathan Peterman, Blake Bortles, Eli Manning, and Cam Newton, question mark, maybe?
All right, Cam's not the worst quarterback in the league. We'll talk about that later with our special guest. But, okay, I think worst quarterback. for like starting or had started this year, Nathan Peterman.
You have to give it to Nathan
That guy
Peterman.
is so bad.
Shouldn't-
The fact that he was signed by the Raiders after his atrocious career at Buffalo.
John
I think I
Gruden
could be a
says he
GM at this
sees
point.
talent in him, Elijah.
Oh, so bad.
This dude is a walking interception machine. I think what happened, they were playing the Texans one week, and I think they started Allen. This was one of his first starts. He gets hurt near the game. Allen had kept him in the game the whole time. One of Peterman's first drives with 30 seconds left of the game throws a pick six. They lose the game.
So bad.
This dude-
But honestly, though, I think I'm going to give this award to Blake Bortles.
Oh, wow.
Because Bortles was like more of like an established starter.
Yes,
and he
okay.
played more games. And he is so bad. The fact that the Jaguars signed him to an extension last offseason, when I got that news alert on my phone, I really couldn't believe it. I wanted to
I thought they were going
it
to go
was
after Kirk Cousins or someone. They're like, we're going to stick with Blake Bortles.
I don't
said,
understand.
Mistake. I bet someone at
Bad.
work, I said, the Colts will have a better year than Jacksonville this year. No, their defense is too good. It doesn't matter if you literally have a garbage can at quarterback.
Yeah, he's very bad. No thanks.
So congrats, Nathan Peterman and Blake Bortles. You are the recipients
That's
of
right.
the worst QB in the league award.
Trash.
Next up is biggest detriment to the team. So this could be a coach, a quarterback, just anyone who is negative space to the team. For this, as a Steelers fan, I have two Steelers listed. Le'Veon Bell, who did not even show up to camp or play a single game in uniform this year, cost himself $14 million. Ignorant. Antonio Brown, who self-imploded the team at the end of the year. Ignorant. Cam Newton, I have put on here.
Can't throw.
The Panthers started off 6-2, looking well. Go to Pittsburgh, get routed, give up 52 points, finish the season losing 7 of their last 8 games.
Hey, give them credit, though. They beat the Saints. Their B team.
Yes, with not even Cam starting. I believe that
Wow.
was their practice squad quarterback. Blake Bortles took that team from the AFC Championship game to brutal. Hugh Jackson, he was a pretty big detriment to the Cleveland Browns, if I do say so
Terrible.
myself. I believe he was a brick wall in the way of winning. And
Yes.
Eli Manning, who held back that young offense from succeeding for him being old and not good.
Mm-hmm.
So, any other players come to your mind? Or have I hit the nail on the head?
I think you hit some of the biggest candidates. I'm going to do a combination pick here
Ooh, okay.
of Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown.
Wow, I can't disagree.
But also, put up on the top of those two, Mike Tomlin.
Yes, I do agree.
I really think Mike Tomlin needs to be fired from the
this is a
I think
trinity
they're
of
so bad.
terribleness going on in Pittsburgh right now.
Because he couldn't control them. So, detriment to the team right
I
there.
agree. I think that's good you give it to Brown and Bell because Brown's was more towards the end of the season and Bell's was a season-long thing.
Because I think the Steelers got over Bell by, week 2. when
Yes,
Connor
James
was just
Conner.
taking off. They didn't
So
care anymore.
good.
They're like, you know what? You don't come back. We got Connor. It's cool. But, at the start, it definitely was Bell, all the drama. And then towards the end, it shifted towards Antonio Brown.
So, since I'm a Steelers fan, I'm going to agree with you. Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, you're gone, out of town. We will trade you for a $50 Chipotle gift card. We will take a first-round pick. You're out of here. So, next
agree.
up, coach who should be fired but isn't. I think you know who I'm going to pick for this one.
I think I definitely know.
I've listed Mike Tomlin, who to me is the clear front runner for this, Ron Rivera, and Jay Gruden of the Redskins and Dan Quinn of the Falcons. To me, this is Mike Tomlin, hands down, most talented roster in the league that in recent memory has not made the playoffs. To
Yeah,
not make
that's
the
true.
playoffs, yes.
So, for this one, I would have said Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys, but he was fired, thank God. So, I'm
Wow,
gonna,
some
I'm
psychic
going,
ability there.
Well, I saw that one coming because he came into the Cowboys organization looking for Romo, planning the scheme for Romo, and of course Romo went down with injury and retired. And so he's been playing with a quarterback for 3 years who's not really what he envisioned when he came into Dallas. So I think it's long overdue for him to be fired and ousted. But he's already gone, so I'm going to give this award now definitely to Tomlin. I just think he's the one fire I expected to come this offseason that hasn't come yet anyway, which at this point seems unlikely he'll be fired. So, yeah, I think
Tomlin, get him out. Thanos' truck needs to
And
snap him out of existence.
I'm hesitant to criticize Jay Gruden because they're always having injury problems
Yeah, they
over
do.
there. Like,
I will give
it's
them
not
that.
really his fault that everyone he signs or drafts gets hurt all of a sudden out of nowhere. Like, there was a game they put in defensive lineman to play O-line because everyone got hurt. So it's like they're just unlucky with injuries. So I'm hesitant to just criticize Jay Gruden because he doesn't have his players there. But definitely Mike Tomlin needs to
I
be
agree.
fired.
Mike Tomlin, your time is up. Also, fun fact, second straight episode that Thanos truck was referenced on the show. So do with that information as you will. Most clutch, you have to choose from these people I've listed for most clutch. Cody Parkey, the Bears kicker who missed the field goal at the end of the game. Alshon Jeffrey, who led to the interception to lose the game. D. Ford, who lined up in the neutral zone and lost them the game. Or the NFL reffing crew.
Is this really a question? I said it the moment after the game ended. The Rams need to give a game ball to the officiating crew because they handed them a win, okay? Their chance were going to win that game, and then, in the clutch moment, the officiating crew became blind and couldn't see the most obvious PI call of all time.
The Saints were going for the pin. The refs came out of nowhere with the suplex. Covered him up for the pin.
So, yeah, they're going to get the award from me.
They're also getting the award from me. Get a grip, NFL. You heard it here first. And then last award I have here, biggest fantasy bust for fantasy football. A player that you took high or that some other people took high was not worth it. For me, I took LaShawn McCoy in the third round of one of my drafts because I thought he was still able to walk in a straight line. But terrible draft pick. Cost me the season. LaShawn McCoy can go ahead and I think he's going to serve prison time eventually. Let's start that early.
Yikes. Okay, for me, personally, my worst pick was Derrick Henry because I picked him, and for, I think it was 10 weeks, he didn't get over 5.8 points. And the moment I cut him, he is signed by my good friend, Vaney, and all of a sudden, luck of the gods, you look favorably upon Vaney, and Derrick Henry decides to take off and have a great end of the season. But I think the biggest bust overall, because someone took this player in the first round, and he didn't play for 10 weeks, Leonard Fournette. Brutal.
Comes back from his injury and proceeds to throw a full fist at someone and get suspended the next game.
He might be getting cut from the Jaguars, too, because of attitude issues. They've been acquiring some talent at running back, maybe prepping for him to be out of there. So keep an eye on that.
Get him out.
Hot take.
All right. So those are awards this year. Congrats to all the nominees and winners. Try again next season if you didn't win.
Oof to others.
Nathan Peterman, get better.
Just play a different sport, man. Get a job somewhere else. Maybe be an accountant or something like that. I don't know.
Dude, I think he'd be pretty good at accounting, I bet you.
At least he's not throwing picks in that job. So.
He might destroy someone's 401k.
That's very true. He might ruin someone's finances. Brutal.
All right, so it's that time of the show now for one of our favorite segments. It's Elijah's Marvel movie catch-up. Elijah, what Marvel movie/movies did you catch up on this week?
Okay, so this week I didn't find time to watch movies that I thought I would. I only watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and great movie. A lot more, figuring out what's going on. This one wasn't really about the Infinity Stones and Thanos, which I kind of thought was a little bit weird, just because I wanted I don't see what the point of it was. But it was a good movie. Peter Quill's dad's a planet. Interesting.
Full planet.
Interesting. But that was a pretty cool fight, though, at the end. That's pretty dope. Baby Groot saving the day. Wow. Love it.
Did you like Baby Groot? Baby Groot was pretty dope.
I just like Groot, but yeah, Baby Groot's cool, too.
Which of the Guardians are your favorite?
Oh, man. What's the raccoon's name?
Rocket?
Rocket. I like Rocket. He's pretty dope. I think he's funny, too. So I like Rocket, yeah.
And R.I.P. Yondu.
Yeah.
Sad.
Sacrifice. Well, what a guy, though.
The movie's been out since 2015 or 16, so if you're worried about spoilers, get out of here. Yondu died.
Sad.
Very sad. So did you enjoy Guardians 1 or Guardians 2 more?
I think 1.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said,
1 was
there's
a bit better.
more tie-in to the Thanos Infinity Stone storyline, so I think that's why I enjoyed that one more. But yeah, good movie though.
So what's up next for you?
It is Age of Ultron.
Wow, another Avengers movie.
Then it goes to Ant-Man, I believe, and then I think Civil War.
Those are some good ones.
I think in that order. Oh, and then I think maybe it's Spider-Man Homecoming, then Civil War. One of the two.
Civil War is first.
Something in that order. Maybe it's Civil War. I don't know.
Well,
yes.
We'll have to hear back from you next week, see which ones
I will try to watch
on.
at least 2 or 3 by next week so we can actually have a good segment about that.
Wow, dedicated. You know, I saw a movie this weekend, too.
Yeah, tell me about
not
that
a Marvel movie. I went and saw Glass this weekend by M. Night Shyamalan, The Sham Hammer. And this movie was so good.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. It has like a 36% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And I have no clue what people are thinking when seeing this. Because, have you seen Split or Unbreakable?
I saw Split.
Okay.
Unbreakable.
James McAvoy, who plays the dude with all the personalities,
Right.
is phenomenal.
Great actor.
This dude,
fantastic.
There's a scene in here, and no spoilers because this just came out, but there's a scene in here where they have this light, and it flashes and makes a different personality come out, and this dude flips in between personalities just like that. So good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he might have done 15 to 24 personalities in this movie, and they're so
ridiculous.
good and so believable.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that sometime.
It really
sounds
is
good.
this movie.
I've seen the trailers for it. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I just haven't got
Like
around
some
to
people
watching
are upset about the ending. I think the ending fits in well with it. I think it's a really good movie. It fits in with the Unbreakable trilogy. Make sure if you watch it, see Unbreakable first because it does play into a bit to that. But yeah, if you're seeing the reviews about Glass and being kind of hesitant, go see Glass. Glass was very good. I give it a positive review.
Love that.
I have one more crazy story for us before we bring on our guest for this episode. I read on Twitter somewhere that Stevo, the old wild man, has come out and said that he used to snort cocaine that he put HIV-infected blood in to up the thrill before he snorted it. What on earth?
I just got one thing to say about that. That's a big yikes right there.
Why on
Don't do
earth?
drugs, kids. It's not worth it, man. If you're putting HIV-infected blood in anything, you got problems.
But if you're
man.
going to do drugs, don't put HIV-infected blood in it.
Don't do drugs, period, man.
It killed Freddie Mercury.
Just don't do drugs, okay? Like, kids, don't do drugs. That's just all I gotta say. Because apparently it leads to a road where you put HIV-infected blood in your cocaine. Don't do drugs.
That's just
Don't
one of
do
the
drugs.
wildest things I saw this weekend. When I saw that, I said,
Avoid prison time. Don't do drugs. It's better that way.
Don't get AIDS. What are we
Yes,
doing?
avoid that.
What are we doing in our country? We got to get back on track.
Hey, at least he's clean now.
Is it good for him?
Yeah, since at least as far as I know anyway, he's gotten clean. He's off the drugs and so
Awesome.
So
great for him. Good job, Stevo. We're proud of you. Also glad you did not contract AIDS while
Yeah, lucky.
doing this. Okay. So, a huge distinct honor. We are about to bring on.
We are graced with his presence.
We are about to bring on our first ever guest to Hot Takes.
Is he a special guest?
Let me
No.
let me move
He's
the
a guest.
water here so he can pull his chair up.
Get over here and welcome.
We'd like to welcome our local Panthers correspondent
And my roommate.
and Elijah's roommate, Simon Haynes, onto the show.
Get over here, buddy. We gotta talk about some sports stuff. Pull up a chair.
Simon, welcome. How we doing?
All right. How are we?
Pretty good. We understand you're a Panthers fan.
I am. Yes.
How did you feel about the season?
Well, I was very excited during the beginning of it. Starting out really good. And then Cam happened to hurt his shoulder.
Okay, let's talk about Cam real quick. All right, we've talked about it before, and everyone here knows I am not big on Cam Newton. Let me tell you why. Okay, I have the NFL stats put up right here. He is 6'5". He weighs 245.
Big boy.
Okay, so he's a big boy, very athletic. But he plays a position called quarterback. You know what quarterbacks do? They throw the ball. You know what Cam Newton can do? Throw a ball accurately.
Is that correct? Wow.
So that's my hot take of the day right here is that Cam Newton's not a good quarterback. What do you think?
Wow. I just want to disagree, with all of that, honestly, because I was doing some research, and what was happening was that he's injured his throwing shoulder.
That is true. He does have a hurt shoulder.
So I don't think that's fair to kind of put him under the bus like that, because he is a previous MVP in the NFL. right?
That is true, yes.
And I think you can go back to 2 games specifically this season where Cam Newton did not throw a Hail Mary at the end of the game, where they pulled him and put in Heineke, the backup, as the person to go throw that Hail Mary. So clearly something's wrong with the shoulder.
Went to ODU, wow.
Yes, he did.
So I'm going to agree with you there. I think his shoulder is bummed this year. Also, his O-line is atrocious.
Really bad. Hey, Panthers, guess what? Ron Rivera, yeah, hey, you, guess what? Fix the O-line. Fix it.
Yes.
You can't throw a ball if you can't have more than 2 seconds to throw it.
Simon, I have a small Panthers conspiracy theory here, and I want to get your opinion on it. They know Cam Newton cannot throw, so they say, we're not going to waste money paying big-name wide receivers to come here. We'll just have Devin Funchess on the sideline, and since Cam can't throw to him anyway, it's not a big deal.
Here's the counter to that conspiracy theory, Carson. If you're a quarterback who is a previous MVP in the NFL, I'm going to keep reminding you of that because I think people forget that. He single-handedly brought the Panthers to the Super Bowl. Now, the Super Bowl, Von Miller is a guy. He is a guy. Holy cow.
I can confirm he is.
But anyway, if you're a quarterback in the NFL and you don't have any weapons at wide receiver, what incentive do you have to throw properly if you can't have guys who can't run routes?
What a hot take. Why throw the ball properly?
All right. So here's my thing, right? You keep saying that he was MVP, which he was, so credit to him. Good season he had. 2015, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I looked it up. So I have the stats up again. His season rating for 2015 was at 99.4. Not very good. So my question is, and then look at those stats right here. His other highest was this year, actually, at 94.2. Other than that, he's never broke 90. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I really don't. I think he's a good runner. Great runner. And that's amazing. But I don't know. I just don't see him as a passing quarterback. So my question to you, Simon, is, do you think the Panthers should look for someone else?
That is a good question. And I'm going to answer this honestly. I love Cam Newton because
Auburn Tiger, wow.
He's an Auburn fan. You can just look right here.
Go Tigers.
Or Eagle. But anyway.
Fan of the Flames.
I thoroughly believe that until the Panthers form an offensive line that can actually, protect the passer. And also bring it back to the season where Cam Newton got targeted at least 60 times in one season. At least 60 times. That's probably an exaggeration.
Brain damage.
Everyone in the NFL does.
But until you can put an offensive line that can actually block the pass, then I don't think you can conclusively say that there should be another quarterback there. You're welcome to try it out. Heineke seems like he has great potential, despite him having I don't know where he came from. Honestly, he just got pulled out of a hat, I guess. But he has great potential. But until you do that,
I believe he came from his mother's womb.
Yes, that's biology.
Wow. But until you do that, I don't think you can say no. Or say yes, he needs to move on.
Would you rather have Nick Foles next season?
No, he doesn't fit our offense. And plus, who is he going to throw to? Devin Funchess? No, he's on the sideline. Curtis Samuel? I'm sorry, maybe.
At least he can.
Would you like to?
Can't.
Would you like to bring back Kelvin Benjamin?
Absolutely not. You talk about a dude who has the worst attitude in the NFL. Second,
that's a good take right there. Yeah,
second
I like
to
that.
Antonio Brown. Mind you,
that's a
Kelvin
hot
Benjamin,
take.
Worst. How many teams has he gone through? 4? I'm sorry.
How
4?
many Big Macs has he gone through? Also,
he didn't want to run routes with Josh Allen. So that's just he doesn't like football. I don't think he does. So
one of my friends saw him after he hurt himself, and I kid you not, he said, "I thought he was an offensive lineman."
It's a big boy.
He is a fat man. Whenever they were playing, the Panthers and Bills were going to play, and he and Cam Newton got in that little bickering battle right there. That was kind of intimidating, honestly, because they're big dudes, dude. So if they start throwing hands, that'd be awesome.
If you haven't seen that video, watch it and then imagine yourself there peeing your pants, because that was what you would do.
Yeah,
those are very large men,
very big men, but craziness.
So the Panthers, as I said, got off to a good start, 6-2. came to visit my Pittsburgh Steelers, got routed, absolutely routed, get out of here. Proceeded to lose 7 games in a row, and then they won the last game beating the Saints B team.
Right.
So they finished the season losing 7 of the last 8 games. Any calls for Ron Rivera's firing?
I mean, I've never really been a big fan of Ron Rivera in the first place. And the reason I say that is because, I mean, maybe as a defensive coordinator, but not as a head coach, because I think you need. I just don't think the Panthers are playing to their full potential, and there's something holding them back. Maybe it was Jerry Richardson, whatever his name was. I forgot now because I don't care about him anymore. But maybe it was him. But something's holding them back. I don't know what it is, but I will say it's very good for tickets because they're cheap. So I can go see good games or semi-good games for a cheap price.
I went and saw them play the Ravens this year, and they won. It was a great game.
Christian McCaffrey, great game.
Do you like Christian McCaffrey, by the way?
Love him.
Is he the savior of Carolina?
Maybe not savior, but he has definitely been a blessing because he can catch balls and actually run.
Wow.
Well, I want you to know that former Browns head coach, legendary Hugh Jackson, is available. So if you want to fire Ron and bring in Hugh, he is available. So
you better get him for the Bengals guy.
Just a thought,
You know what? I did hear that maybe a coach from Texas Tech might be available.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Who has a record of nothing, honestly.
Well, he was picked up by the Cardinals, Simon.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about their assistant coach because, if we're picking random coaches, let's just go ahead and do that.
You want to bring in Hugh Freeze, maybe?
Hugh
Too
Freeze?
bad, Liberty has him.
Well,
go Flames.
I'm sorry. We don't associate with his type.
Well, whatever you think. We love you, Hugh, if you're watching the show.
Yes, we love
Probably
you,
not,
Hugh.
but if you are, we love you, dude.
We're going to lead us to a bowl game next year.
Buckshot, get drafted.
Fan the Flames,
That's the
beat
goal.
Tech.
I want to see Buckshot get drafted. That's my goal for Liberty. I want to see a player.
Antonio Gandy Golden.
Okay, he actually.
Really good.
I think he could play in the league, for real. I really do.
What's up, Antonio? You don't remember me, but I remember you.
Great player.
Wow. We had class with
GG.
Buckshot one time. Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, Biblical Review.
Oh, we had it with Buckshot.
Yeah, Buckshot.
Yeah, I sat next to him one day, and he was pretty cool. Didn't talk much, but he's cool.
So, Simon, back to the Carolina Panthers. Peg leg Greg breaks his foot every time he gets out of bed, like Michael Scott putting his foot on the Gary Foreman grill. Will he be back next year?
Well, if he can, he'll be back if he can actually heal properly. That's the biggest thing. You can't rush an injury at Cam Newton because it just doesn't turn out well. What was it? Lost 7 the last? How many
7
games?
the last
I think
8.
you went on a 7-game losing streak, and you beat the
losing
Saints
streak.
week 17.
Could you say that we beat them? I don't think so.
Like I said, the B team.
I still count it as a loss because they're B team. But anyway.
I counted as a loss.
So you lost the last 8 games thanks to an injury that you rushed. Congratulations, Ron Rivera.
All right, so
unless you're trying to trash
question
him.
here, Simon. Going into the draft this year, spring, what do you
Offensive line.
First round pick?
Absolutely. Here's why. You got Christian McCaffrey, right? He can run it. You don't really need an offensive line for him. But guess what? You can't just run the ball every play. You got to pass it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ron Rivera, guess what? You need an offensive line. Guess what you don't have? An offensive line. Guess what you need? An offensive line. Guess what you should draft?
Offensive line.
Offensive line.
How would you feel about if they took a young quarterback prospect to eventually take over for Cam?
I'll take Kyler Murray.
Heineke.
You want to keep Heineke.
Okay, he played well.
He played
really well. Like, honestly, whenever I saw him play, I was like, they should give him the job over Cam right now, honestly.
Honestly, I don't know enough about their coaching staff because I stopped watching halfway through the season because, 0-8.
Sad.
But anyway, our offensive coordinator actually was a coach of his that he really liked, so he brought him in, and he said, this guy's good. And so far, there's nothing to say that he isn't.
Yeah, I agree. He played pretty well.
The Panthers also released veteran linebacker Thomas Davis recently. How do you feel about that?
I've always said that the Panthers don't understand that veteran players should be treated better than they have been because let's bring it back to Steve Smith's time, who said, quote, well, I won't quote it, but he basically said, I'll be your number 2 or even a backup wide receiver because I want to teach these guys. And the Panthers said, no, thank you, goodbye. Steve Smith, arguably one of the best, if not the best, wide receivers in Panthers history, was booted out.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah,
Shrugging shoulders.
I think Thomas Davis can still play. And he put that video out saying it wasn't his decision, it was the Panthers. So we'll see how it goes for him. But best of luck to him.
Does Luke Kuechly know how to count to 5? Will he be back at a high level next year?
It's Luke Kuechly. He's easily the best. I feel like he is the best linebacker in the league. He can read the play before the offense even lines up.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other person who can play to that level out there yet. I say yet because there's a lot of potential at Van Der Esch.
Yes, the Wolf Hunter, baby.
he honestly reminds me of Luke Kuechly. But no one can compete at that level. He honestly might know the play better than the quarterbacks do.
That's very true. And dude, honestly, that right there, what you just said, is very true. I think LVE can be, like, in the next couple of years, he could be the best linebacker in football, no question, dude. He's so big too, and like just the way he moves and like
absolute unit. He's got the neck brace.
Dude, such a good player, man.
Don't get
so
concussions.
Good. Yeah, let's avoid those, please. I bought your jersey, so don't let me down. Thank you.
Speaking of jerseys, I need to sell my Antonio Brown one before he.
It is still available.
You could burn it.
I want to, but I spent money on it. He tweeted a thank you to the Pittsburgh fans this week, signaling pretty much a goodbye that he's done. And good riddance, Get him out of here.
Hey, we called it, man. I mean, it's not official yet, but I can definitely see it happening within the next couple of weeks whenever free agency starts and draft time rolls around. I think moves will be made. I think he's gone.
I agree. Get him out. Winner of our biggest detriment of the team. Co-winner,
yes.
So, Simon, we'd be amiss if we didn't ask you your pick for the Rams-Patriots matchup this week. I took the Patriots begrudgingly just because I know that they're going to beat up on a young team. Love for the Rams to win. I don't think they're going to.
And your score was?
27-24.
Right.
My co-host took the Rams.
30-27.
Wow. Very high scoring. Simon, So where are you leaning on this?
I'm going to go ahead and say the score will be closer to, I'll say 36-30 in that region.
Wow.
So high-scoring game. Wow, I hate Tom Brady.
I concur. Hate that guy.
Sean McVay, right?
Yes.
Rams head coach.
Young
What
buck.
a guy. What a guy. I think something's going to fall apart, honestly. I don't know if Belichick's just going to lose his mind or if McVay is going to just completely have a mental breakdown. But something along those lines is going to happen, and I feel it coming in my loins.
Well, luckily they'll have their all-star player, the officiating crew, on hand.
Oh, yes, thankfully.
So they have a good chance to win this game.
So I think, but anyway,
he picked the Patriots, folks.
He whispered it. He said it though.
It looked like it pained him very much to say it.
Oh my gosh! The last time something hurt that bad, I was sitting on top of it.
We know
Yikes.
that the Patriots fans, though, if it's not going well, will turn off the game at halftime and then celebrate if they come back and win.
Veiny.
Yeah.
We don't want to add him, but at Vaney. Love you, Vaney.
If you remember the Super Bowl, Simon, Cam fumbled the ball right in front of him, and instead of diving on it, he decided, I'm not going to get hurt and waste my money. Broncos, you can have the ball.
I'm just going to bring it back to this point. I'm just going to completely gear away from that and say and tell you the people that won that Super Bowl was hashtag NFL officiating crew.
Wow, shocker.
Shocker.
Once again, NFL, we're calling on you to reform the officiating system and fire any ref who can't make an obvious call.
Now, let me bring it back to a third down play. Or was it second down? Anyway, pass down the middle, on the money, pass interference was not called. You can look this video up. But anyway, pass interference was not called. Clearly pass interference, or holding at the very least, was not called. And that is where the momentum completely shifted. Not the safety, not the fumble, but that point right there. And I can tell you this because I was with about another 8 Panthers fans, and we just went, well, that's it.
Wow, very biased room.
Yes.
Well, that was a low-scoring game, though. My man Cam can't even put up more than 20 points.
Von Miller.
Great player. DeMarcus
Yes,
Ware too.
Old Spice.
Yeah.
All right, so
And Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
didn't even throw a
potential
touchdown that game.
Whatever. He still won.
So
Give him that ring.
Simon is taking the Pats. I'm also taking the Pats. Elijah is taking the Rams.
Yes.
Based off
I
our
hate the Pats.
25% correct streak last week, you should listen to us. So that's all we have for the show today.
Wow.
Simon, where can the people follow you on Twitter or any social media?
Well, I don't really do social media because, too many things can go wrong, honestly. But I do have a Snapchat. It's Another Joe, I believe. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. I have a Twitter, but I don't follow anybody, nor does anybody follow me. It's strictly for memes. But yeah, Facebook, at me at yeah, if you want to
Nice.
follow me on that.
All right, so bold not using any social media.
No.
Also bold to hand out your Snapchat. But okay, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Carac323. Elijah, where can they find you?
Elijah_Stacks.
And if you want to, as I said before, if you want to email any questions into the show, email us at hottakestheshow@gmail.com. And that is in all lowercase. If your question is good, like our local Make-A-Wish Foundation member Christian Hamlet's question was, you'll get your question on the show.
Christian, we love you, buddy. You're pretty good at Fortnite.
We'll have
I was just joking.
We'll have some more Super Bowl talk next week, and we're working on getting a very special guest. So stay tuned for more updates on
We're
that.
trying.
There's a Make-A-Wish thing?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
See y'all.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.
bye.